Hey, there we go. Okay. While we're loading, hello, it's episode 13 of Arcadia. We're back from... episode 12 is on YouTube. Go check it out. youtube.com/TEGUAL. And, okay, now I can unmute them. Okay. Hey, guys. So, last week, you guys made it to... Pache, and things shit went down. Baby saw a flying red-headed person heading over to the capital. I woke you guys up and you guys decided to stay behind, and a few hours later Baby did not wake up Shax and ended up having no watch, and eventually you guys were woken up by a large explosion from the capital. Afterwards, you quickly made your way to the capital after a quick discussion, and we left off last session with you guys just getting to the line to enter the capital. I mean, it's a short queue, but yes. So if there's anything you want to talk about beforehand or look around, you can. Otherwise, the queue will progress.
This Burning Man certainly did a number on the city, didn't he?
I didn't realize you were talking about an actual man. I thought you were talking about like some sort of festival or something. Like, I thought you were on some really good drugs.
Oh, I never, but clearly the Purple Mist Man was... Fuck, I do sound like a drug-addled maniac.
They're all the same? Like the Purple Mist Man, the Fire Burning Man? Are
Yes.
all the same being?
Do any of them look like your mother or father?
You want to
No,
have sex with any of them?
definitely not. But he really did a number on the city. Look at those walls. This is one powerful explosion to rend holes in walls that thick.
Yeah, it's also like, what motivation do they have to burn the city? Like, is it like if sky beings just fly around and shooting cities, or I don't know. Like,
Okay, so this is common knowledge, but people don't go around flying about blowing things up. In fact, this is a very rare thing.
I would really like to get close and see if the church is okay. I'm a little bit worried.
Give me a inside check, Kobo.
be careful. I mean, we don't know if
It's Kobo!
Kobo! Yes, okay. You know that the actual church building will be okay. It's further in the city than where the explosion would reach. But there are a lot of people who could go to and from the slums and the area that was destroyed, so you're unsure about maybe some people.
Yes, I really hope we can get there soon.
A line slowly moves forward. Guards are... You notice that guards are checking everybody quite thoroughly all of a sudden. You don't know why this could possibly be.
Do we have... Now, I can't really recall, but do we have any, like, special authority to be here on an important mission?
yeah. Okay.
Klaus says, yes, don't worry about it. We'll be getting in the city, it's fine.
Okay. We maybe can ask around for Guard Captain Moses.
I mean, you can.
Are the guards like patrolling the queue, or just at
Not
the
the
head?
queue. They're at the head inspecting things. Looking off to your left-hand side, from there's about 700 meters away from the gate. That's where the start of the hole begins, and you can see numerous guards lining and inspecting around, and a few other people, right? And you can see like a large amount of guards. Can you guys give me a perception check now that you're quite a bit closer?
Do Cowboy or I know the guard captain?
Give me. Let's see.
Start it again.
Give me. Both of you can give me a history check. So, those of you who are rolled 15 or above, looking at the hole, you can tell that there are areas that have been turned into glass. Like, the ground is now glassy and reflective. So, whatever it was exceptionally hot.
Yes, I would understand that, right?
Yeah, usually.
Me and my science degree.
Baby? Well, no, you guys, you know that glass is made from hot, like, you know the
Hot
basics.
sand.
Yeah, so it's not a secret, but, like, looking at that, it's, yeah. Baby, you know of Captain Moses, but you don't know him. Captain Moses is, what you know of him is he was second in charge of the guards to the head of Pache.
Alright.
And the line slowly moves forward. Okay. I don't have a drink, do I? After...
Would I be able to, like, lure some messenger birds to me with song by any chance? With a certain
I mean, you can...
people I work
Green
with?
finch and linnet bird. Nightingale, blackbird.
Give me a perception check. This is going to end well for you.
Yeah, I haven't been doing very well at these. Oh no, there we go.
Oh,
That's
there you
fine.
go. Okay, yeah, you spot several, both going to and from the capital. You also see some lined up. From the looks of it, they're ready to receive. So, you could probably call one over. You would know the way. So,
Yeah, I'll call one over and
okay,
try to get word out that I'm here and I need help and information.
okay.
I'll be right back.
So you guys watch as Shoshana calls over a messenger bird, and she sends it off, and you guys just like look at her strangely. So you guys roll up, and the guards. You finally get to the front of the queue, and the guards look you over, and Klaus actually pulls out an envelope. It is a very fancy envelope, and it has some very fancy writing on it. He hands it over. The guard takes one look at it, opens it up, closes it, hands it back to him, and passes you on through without any inspection.
So he doesn't inspect it at all? He just...
No, he just lets you guys go through. He just bows to Klaus and just lets you guys through.
Oh, that's good.
I don't think I put anything here. Okay. So you guys take a few minutes, you get through the gates, so unless you guys want to ask the guards going through anything, you'll be on the inside of the city.
I was gonna get the door.
Okay. So, walking through the city, some of the things you notice, there are several main... thoroughfares. All of them are well paved. There are several buildings that 3-4 stories high. Looking off in the distance, you can see the castle, which is on top of a hill. It is surrounded by a secondary wall. You can also see several other large buildings. There's one to the right of the castle that's shaped in a tower. And then there's another large building a little bit further down, just near the edge of what you would assume to be both the noble and like commerce districts. And those are both quite tall, not quite as tall as the castle, but the castle sitting itself on top of a hill. And these are the three buildings that really stand out. Both Baby and Kobo would know that the building next to the castle is the wizard's tower, but it's also connected to a school for magic users. And the big building on the way there is the combined like commerce adventuring area where people go to pick up like escort quests, missions, monster slaying, all kinds of stuff like that. There are of course other places to do it, but that's the big main one that people post quests at. You also notice that you haven't passed through the slums, but everything is very well built here. Everything is made out of stone. Everything is well put together. It's either stone or some kind of mortar in front of something else, and everything is... It shows an extravagant city.
Okay. People like running around, like going crazy or something.
Sorry,
What
I
is
had to
the
get the
mood?
door.
It's okay.
What happened?
That
We
was
just
a description of the
discussed
city, that's all.
Very big,
Oh, yeah.
beautiful, well-designed, wealthy city. And how are the people? Are they like losing their minds at the moment? Is it still orderly?
So it's been several hours since the explosion. There are still people standing around gawking, but most people... It's now midday, maybe not midday, but it's been a few hours since it's happened. And most people have moved on to do the jobs they need to do. You can see Kobo, in fact, a few priests actually coming to and from the destroyed area.
Of Sunni or just any denomination?
Let me check. There's a couple. There's one from Sunni, but there's also several others. Specifically, you recognize some from the god of death, and some from the god of light.
Can I call out to the one from Sunni?
Calling out, the woman notices you and comes over to you and says, another priest of Sunni. And she squints at you. I recognize you. You wouldn't perhaps be Kobo?
Yeah, it's me. I've just returned. What's happening?
We don't know. We were all woken up to an explosion.
Is everyone okay? Are there any casualties?
Lots of people dead, my dear. We have no way of knowing how many dead. Not everyone's been accounted for as well. And unfortunately, everyone was vaporized in the blast. As you can see, there's nothing left.
My party and I will investigate further, but I'll do what I can. I'll see you soon.
Yes. Come to the temple when you're ready, my dear.
Do you mean I'll see you,
Sunni's
Sunni?
Oh my god.
Shut up, Shoshana!
The female priest just looks over at Shoshana and just like, I've heard that one before, my dear. You're gonna have to be more clever than that.
Just shrug.
And so she makes her way back. This Kobo and Baby, like, you don't know exact numbers, but this is a city of 40 to 60,000 people, and probably a fourth of the city is gone.
Oh my god.
So
Destruction.
Yes, we
I
try
ask Klaus where we're headed.
Klaus says, we will drop you off. We'll be heading to an inn, and then we'll be paying you.
Okay.
I didn't actually put a reward here.
Baby, is there anyone that you have as family here, or?
I don't have any family here.
Are you guys from here? I didn't know that. And
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we met here.
I live here now, but I haven't always.
Okay.
This is where my church that I grew up in is here.
That's not what I meant to do.
And is your family okay?
Mm. The church is my family.
Okay. Well, then are they okay?
I think we need to investigate to find out.
All right. Might you know what enemies the city might have? Like, what could have, like what we saw, what random flew over there and did this, but is there, do you know of any, do you know who that might be, given the entire city?
Would I know much about
You can roll,
the government?
you can
stuff
roll,
about-
you can roll a history check. I can tell you general information, and depending on what you get, we'll see. Okay, you know a little bit. So generally speaking, Parsh is neutral to all, everything that goes around with the other 6 city-states. Parsh is ruled by the same family it has been since the founding, unlike all the others. So the ruling family has always been wealthy and exceptionally powerful, and they generally stay completely neutral to everything that happens around them.
Is there a large class divide in the city?
Yes and no. I mean, the slums district obviously full of people looking for work, but comparing to other slums in other cities, like the slums is people who are probably, you know, lower middle class, right?
So
Like-
not so bad.
Yeah, this is one of the few cities in the world where the divide between poor and rich is very small. They don't live in squalid conditions. There are public baths. There are public toilets. There's like anything you could wish for. It's you can basically get access to it here. As to enemies, it could be anyone. Like they don't go out to make enemies. This city and this region. But saying that, just because they don't make enemies doesn't mean the other regions haven't, and it could be anyone of any other nation, or someone trying to get back at the royal family, the head family of Parsh.
Does Parsh have a history of having to defend itself?
No, Parsh actually has the smallest army.
So acts of this nature is very rare.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also there's not attacks on the throne.
No. This is the first time there's ever been an attack like this on this island. The last time an attack of this scale would have happened would have been the fall of the Grand Chaos Empire.
I can't help but think that the strange things we've seen on the way here are perhaps somehow connected. There was that strange mage that had those weird goblins with the magical belts. And then something displaced those fish people.
Bloody
And now
something.
this.
I mean, maybe it's all coincidence. I don't know. I don't see the relationship between them. But
2 powerful mages disrupting the Roadmere Union.
perhaps, can I ask Kloss if he recognizes, if he has an idea what's happened, who the perpetrator was?
He thinks for a minute. Let me roll a history check for him. Klaus. History. Where is it? He's not particularly good at history.
And was the book we found with the summoning dude of the one we're giving to Captain Moses, is that from the Grand Chaos Empire? Or we just know that they're the only ones that will be able to read it?
Klaus shrugs his shoulders and says he has no clue. So it is not of the current Grand Chaos Empire.
Yeah, it was of the ancient one, wasn't
Yes. he shrugs his shoulders, says he has no clue. He's trying to think, and he's like, he says that there was a fairy tale of like people like with hair the same color as their elements, but like it's a fairy tale.
Hair the same color as their elements.
Yeah.
Was that be like what I know about Genasi? Was like something? I don't know.
Well, no. So, it's a fairy tale passed down in the Grand Chaos Empire that the stronger you're connected to your element, the more your hair changes towards the colors. It embodies the element that you're strong in.
Okay.
Oh, I must be strong in ice. As I like stroke my legs.
Maybe you're just old.
Oh, this character going on the fish on the shit list.
No, Kobo. None are as old as you.
I'm actually quite young amongst us group.
So
I think I'm the youngest, right?
maybe I don't know.
I mean, like fairy tales often hide truth. Half the people I grew up with would be belonging in your fairy tales.
See, we can take in this person that shows up.
I just very it's
true.
interesting.
Yeah, he's like
So-
he cannot. That's the only thing he could like think of. Like it's like, and he was even. You notice that he was hesitant to even bring it up because it sounds stupid, like to even consider that a fairy tale suddenly came to life and blew a hole in a city, like thousands upon thousands of miles away from the Grand Chaos Empire.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I don't know if that's I don't know the truth of that necessarily, but it might give us a hint, you know, like certain fairy tales are based on something. Usually.
Amelia pokes her head out of the cart and says, if you wish to research it, I believe this city does have an excellent library.
Oh, thank you. That sounds
Probably
like a
a
good
good
idea, Amelia. Oh, do we wish to go research, or do you want to talk? Do you want to complete our quest first? I mean, or do you, I don't know. Do you want to talk to people, try to help? I don't know what you guys want.
We
Well,
should probably go to the inn first.
yes. So they're going to the inn to prepare for whatever they're doing, right? So,
What is next for you, Klaus, anyway?
Klaus says, we'll be meeting with some influential people in the city. We have some business to take care of.
So are we? We have to talk to people about our. Actually, never mind. What's that? I guess, but yeah.
Apart from that, after that we'll be heading off again.
Where to?
Well, that depends on what we learn here, doesn't it?
Well, do keep us in mind if you are setting off. Paths may align once more, perhaps.
He nods and says, it would be good to travel with you again. And so you guys are, yeah?
Or at the very least to get to say goodbye to each other.
Yep. Well, I mean, yeah. So, so you guys are led down, or you guys are just like following along, and eventually you guys stop at a small inn. It's called the Black Ember Inn. Going inside, it looks quite affluent considering it's quite small. You're greeted by a woman, and Klaus goes over and hands her a similar note to what he handed the guard, and she nods. And when Amelia comes out, apart from she's not in her traveling clothes anymore, she's in a very fine dress that you've not seen her wear before. She heads upstairs, followed by Klaus. And then Klaus says to the woman, "Can you prepare some room for them as well?" And she nods, and you guys come up, and So, since you'll be staying here, what type of rooms would you like? We have 1 and 2 people rooms.
Maybe after the road we've been on, I'd prefer a single-person room, just for the night.
Oh yes, girls' night in, Shaq. Since you're trying to grab to you, we'll take a double.
Ah,
So
Boys'
one
night for
double,
us, I guess.
and
Guess we'll go single. I mean, I don't want to, spend too much of their money, given that they're paying for us, I guess. But like,
yes, I wouldn't worry about that.
all right. Then,
Oh, really?
Let's be fancy then. Take the singles.
Okay.
We'll be like kings.
So that's 1 double and 3 singles. Is that right?
Yes.
Baby, do you still have a home here?
Couldn't tell you.
So were you renting a cheap place, or did you actually own something?
I doubt I owned anything.
Then you're probably renting a place. Going on a long journey, generally speaking, you would probably cancel the rent on something like that.
And not to mention, it probably would have been wherever it got destroyed.
Probably.
It's like, damn it.
Kobo, you would have been probably living on within the church or with the church quarters. So,
Sure. Well,
okay. So she gives the 3 boys a set of keys, and then she gives Shoshana a set of keys. And she says, "There you go. My name is Jessica. I am one of the owners. My husband is just preparing lunch if you would like it. Otherwise, free to go about your business."
The
Do you have
pleasure.
a daughter?
She shakes her head. I have a son.
Are you going to impregnate him, baby?
We'll find a way.
I just look at you funny.
Anything else?
It would be my honor to perform for your fine establishment this evening, if that would be palatable to you.
She pulls out a book, puts it on the table, and flips through it. She says, "Yes, we have an opening just after dinner at 9 p.m." She closes it,
Perfect.
and then she opens it again, just writes your name in, and closes it and puts it away. Anything else?
No, that's me. Unless anybody else requires anything.
Don't require anything, but I'm just curious, like, what is this? I mean, obviously there was an attack on the city. Might you know anything about like the perpetrator or just the general state of the city? We're travelers. We just got here, so we don't know a lot. At least most of us are.
Well, I don't know who did it. Like, there are rumors that it was a grand mage, or that one of the gods struck down a sinner. Who knows?
Okay. I'm just curious because based on what I know, like the city is famously neutral, so I'm just usually they don't have much in the way of enemies. So
That's the strange thing, really. Having lived here all my life, I don't know of anybody who would want to harm the city. But who knows? If it was God striking down a sinner,
I didn't think it was
I
a
think it
god.
probably would have been more than one.
Yes, definitely.
also they seem to be attacking that. They didn't really go. Their attacks seem to be pretty general. Not if a sinner you go for one person or something, right? Not like attack the whole city. It seems.
Or probably the noble district. I've seen what they get up to.
well, the thing about gods is, as far as I'm aware, they're not really good at the whole fine control thing.
I see. That's true. There are many stories of their vengeance being very, very much a splash.
Heard any tales of like a fiery-haired mage or anything like that?
Shakes her head. No? Fiery-haired mage?
What about purple mist people?
She looks at you. Have you been drinking? Is your friend alright?
No, I was just talking to people in the queues outside. They mentioned things. You know, us bards, we hear a lot.
I see. Yes.
When they're not talking.
Purple mist people, no. Can't say I have.
We've tried to talk to her about her problem, but she doesn't want to talk.
I like that. Like at this point, like if she doesn't have to start drinking, she's probably well assumed, like we're gonna drive her. Should drive her to alcohol.
Just you wait till I get gears, you. And she looks at Trax.
Yeah, a long time for now. And shit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, I do hope you'll enjoy your stay.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay.
Where,
So do you guys
know
want
where
lunch?
we
Sorry.
might find the library?
Well,
Wasn't destroyed?
no, it's neither the magic school, but, no, I suppose if you pay, you could get in.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, books are very valuable after all, and, generally the only people who really want to read are nobles or people who want to waste their time.
Find my own way in, I guess I'll get... Yes, I know people. I have contacts. We'll be getting...
I mean, contacts will do if you know the right people.
And the one last thing, we'll discuss where that is in a moment, but I heard word of a festival of sorts. Any word on if that's been cancelled because of the little explosion out front?
She looks around and says, I don't know. I mean, the place wasn't destroyed, but, I mean, that would depend on the government, won't it?
I mean, surely that sort of thing would help lift people's spirits after losing their homes and loved ones.
It's true.
One could write an epic ballad about it, almost.
And then she looks at you and says, might be a bit too soon.
Bit on the nose, yes. But oh, good. Well, we'll keep that in mind. And so the library, they don't like to let people in.
Well, no, people going in is fine. It's just, you have to, if you don't have connections, you have to pay a membership fee. And then as far as I remember, there's also a fee to read, because they want to make sure that people don't steal the books or damage them.
Okay, that's understandable. Well, we have I don't know if Klaus can help with that, given that he seems to have some influential people, so we might be able to talk to him.
That was a mistake.
And
Yeah, maybe he could. I mean, yes. You could talk to him.
is Klaus still with us?
No, Klaus and Amelia are upstairs in a room.
I guess I'll go ask him. I'll talk to them while you guys are talking to them. And ask them if we can. They know someone we can talk to get access to the library.
So you head off upstairs and you come to the room, like you happen to see the key they were given, and you knock on the door and Klaus comes and asking him, he says, I can talk to one of the people we'll be seeing tomorrow, if you don't mind waiting.
No, I'm not in a rush. It's just it's good to know, but we have other things, other responsibilities and other stuff to do here. It's a big city, nice to explore as well.
He nods and says, I will meet you here tomorrow at dinner time, and I will give you either good or bad news.
All right, thank you. Plus.
Okay. And he closes the door on you. And what about you guys?
I want to ask the lady. So, Klaus and Amelia, you familiar with them?
First time they've been here, but I have the introduction of someone who regularly comes here. So?
What do you mean by regularly comes here, and a special introduction?
Well, just a merchant friend. That's all.
I want to, feels like she's being a bit evasive on the topic. Can I, like...
I mean, you're asking the private business of a patron who is comping the rooms of 5 adventurers?
Yes. I'm just not buying her merchant bullshit.
Okay.
Can I
Roll.
inside the
Yeah, you
merchant?
can roll. Yeah, you can roll.
Oh, fuck.
As far as you can tell, she's being truthful.
Yeah. Now, as their current chief of security, I'm going to need to make sure a few things are in order. I need to know exactly what you know about them.
She smiles and says, "Sorry, I can't help you with that one. After all, privacy is in this business. It pays to keep your customers' privacy intact."
You don't have a price?
And she looks at you and looks down at your gear. "Even if I did, I doubt you could afford it."
So you do have a price. Alright, I'll be sure to let Master Klaus know to be careful with what he tells you. And I'll walk off.
And she nods and says, "Okay." What about Shax and Kobo and Baby?
Damn millennials.
This is this evening, right?
No.
No, it's still the middle of the day.
Oh, well, I'd like to check out my church.
Okay. So Kobo, after getting a room at the end, you're going to head towards the church. Baby and Shax, is there anything you guys want to do?
I want to accompany Kobo.
Okay. So the 3 of you set off. Okay. Kobo, you know the streets well enough that takes you half an hour to get there, but
I bloody hope so.
you're able to get to the church. It's a relatively big city. So when you get to the church, you see people scrambling about. Heading up, you see some of the guards who are paid for by the Church of Shooting, and they see you and Baby, and they nod. They give a suspicious eye to Shax, but given that given that he's coming with you, they let him through.
I just say, don't worry, I've licked her holes quite a bit.
They chuckle.
Yep, we're home.
Heading on inside, the church, the inside of the church is exceptionally busy. You see numerous people praying. This is more than you would usually get at this time of day. You would assume that the explosion has had something to do with the sudden influx of people who all of a sudden want salvation.
Are there any injured people?
No. As you would have heard earlier, anybody who was caught in the explosion was literally vaporized. Looking about, like, you don't see any of the priests you recognize, but there's a lot of priests currently listening to people. So it's all hands on deck at the moment. You could probably look around, see if you could find someone.
I want to try and help where I can.
Okay. So you approach some of the a group of people praying, and they look at you and say, "Ah, a priest." And we. And they bring out a pouch. "We have a donation for the church. We hope that Suni will look kindly on us." And they hand you a pouch of 6 gold.
This will be put to good use. Thank you very much.
And their smiles and they're like, thank you. You know that just behind the doors at the back of the main area, there's a place to put donations in quotes.
Yep, I'll go put it all in there.
Okay. So you'll do that for a while. Overall, you'll probably get, let's see. Talking to several, like, wealthier people, you'll get another 12 gold on top of that. So all up, you put 18 gold into the coffers, and that takes, a fair bit of time. Is there anything else you want to do? Okay.
So I don't see anyone else I recognize?
After helping for a few hours, you see the head of the dorms, who you recognize and you're a friend of because you've spent many a year with.
Is everyone okay in the church?
She sees you and says, Kobo. Yes, thankfully nobody was in the slums at the time. Everyone at the Church of Suni is fine. I heard some of the other churches lost a few members. But thankfully we are fine. They did not hit any of our usual areas. You take it to the meaning that the red light district is also okay?
Okay. Well, I hope we can help out where we can.
There weren't any injured. There were many deaths. There were a few people injured from the resulting chaos, but most of that has been taken care of. It's more all the people who have been coming to all the churches trying to seek forgiveness. A lot of people seem to think this is some kind of divine intervention, but we haven't had any warnings of this. No oracles, no nothing. This is a very tense time for especially the people higher up.
I think everyone at the moment just wants answers.
Yes, you're right. It's good to see you. Will you be staying with us tonight?
I can if I can help out. I'm still adventuring with my party. We're actually here hopefully to, see what happened. We're not sure exactly how any of this is involved with anything else, but hopefully we'll be of aid.
That's good.
But I can stay with you tonight if I can help.
Okay, that's good. That's very good. And so she says, "There's plenty of work to be done," and she puts you to work. There are several, I say poorer people, that still need a little bit of like healing, or they need people to listen to their worries. The usual like religious stuff that you'll get done in the church. So if you want to do that, plus resting, that will probably take you to next morning.
Yep.
Okay.
And what about the other two that came with me?
Yeah, Shax, what are you doing?
Well, I came for a different kind of experience. But no offense, wasn't, helping people like that.
I mean, Baby can send you to the red light district if you want. Or Baby or Kobo can tell you the directions, or Baby can lead you there.
I might head out not to the red light district, but just sort of walk around town and get a feel for it. I've never been here before.
Okay.
See if I can find any potion shops or any suppliers of magic potions, that kind of thing.
We leave in the temple?
So Kobo will be staying. He will be helping around, and there are a few injured people who got injured when they woke up and were running about. So he'll be healing them and listening to any worries. So if there's anything you want to specifically do?
No, I was just coming in case they needed help to give medical attention to people.
There's no real medical emergencies
Right.
Like, most of it's like minor injuries of people, like they jump out of bed and they trip over, right? So a few
Then
scrapes and
I'll just
bruises.
lead Shax around
Okay.
where he wants to go. Or
So-
her.
Okay, Shax. So looking around, if you have Baby to lead you, you can definitely find exactly what you're looking for. Baby knows the city pretty well.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just looking for like an alchemist of some kind, someone who might, you know,
Yeah,
not someone who needs an apprentice, but
you're able to find an alchemist. In fact, alchemists currently are very busy. For some reason, people are rushing to buy all kinds of medical poultices at the moment.
okay. I'm in business. I mean, they're in business.
So the person you come up to is a very old woman, and what looks like to be her apprentice. The old woman is at the back of the shop. She's like grinding up medicine. She's measuring, while the younger one is currently like dealing with some customers.
Okay, yeah, I'll sort of like get in and sort of look over to the apprentice, see how busy they are with the customers, like if I can interject, or if not, I might just head over to the old lady herself and annoy her.
So it looks like it will probably take another couple of minutes to finish dealing with these customers. They're placing quite a large order.
There's not enough time in the day anyway.
Okay.
I'll walk over to the old lady and just see if I can get her attention.
One moment, Sonny! And then she looks up again. Oh, lassie! And then she finishes her measuring and she puts it. Alright, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm I'm a traveler and I was hoping that well, that I could lend you my services perhaps.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, not bad.
She looks at you. Alright, let's see. And she pulls out a pair of ingredients. Can you give me an alchemy check?
Okay. Oh goodness
Or
me.
herb, a alchemist, yeah.
I'll just use the kit.
Yep.
What modifier do you want me to use?
No, wisdom.
Kieran's alchemy supplies?
This is what I call it because I don't actually own
Yeah,
my own kit.
he borrowed Curran's. You are able to.
Stole from me.
Oh, yeah. I'm just using it to make the roll.
Nice. And a pocket.
You're able to identify the two herbs. One of them is used in the potions of healing. The other one is used in healing kits. She looks at you impressed and says, "All right, I can pay you a little bit every day. Every day you work here."
Thank you very much. I'd be glad to lend my assistance.
Okay. Are you going to start this afternoon, or are you going to start tomorrow? If you're going to do any.
I might start this afternoon.
Okay.
Spend the rest of the day here.
Okay. Can you give me another roll, please? And you can use wisdom.
I burn the shop down. I don't
No.
know. Same.
No, same. Okay. Okay. Given how busy they are, and given the fact that you're versed enough in alchemy that you're able to help the old lady and even make a few of your own, they give you 2 gold, 5 silver
Okay.
for half a day's work.
Alright, that's pretty good.
Baby, you see that Shax is settling down to help out. Is there anything you want to do for the rest of the day?
I'll just explain to her where the blacksmith is, and that's where I'll head.
Okay.
Okay.
The blacksmith is not far down the road. You're in the commerce district, so it's relatively easy, relatively close by. So going over there, you see a dwarf you know. He's the owner of the shop. The guy's name's Jared. He's relatively skilled, and he sees you and he says, "Ah, baby, you're back."
Yeah, hey Jared. I've been practicing while I've been gone, so I was wondering if I could work for you a little bit.
No problem. And so he takes you back. Settle in, grab what you need, enjoy yourself.
And I tip my cap to him
He
that I
nods.
leave on.
Yep. He's like, by the way, what's with the hat? Looks good on you and all, but never seen you with one.
My friend bought it for me.
Oh.
She's a little weird, but I think she drinks a lot before she sleeps.
Well, good to see you got some new friends. And he goes back out the front. Few people. You can see a few people are lining up to buy or get weapons prepared. You sit down. You can roll at disadvantage for since it's only half a day. Oh, those are some good numbers. Okay. So
I'm over 100. Can I switch to strength instead of intelligence? Since I'm actually doing it now.
Yeah, okay, sure. You can do that. Okay, so you guys spend is there Quirin or Shoshana, is there anything you guys want to do?
I'm gonna spend my time exploring the city and like looking at everything I can, trying to basically create a map for the city to some extent. Like nothing too fancy because this place probably has its own cartographer, but like I'll also try to find like a cartographer in general and see if we can talk to them, or basically look for a building that has them.
Okay,
so
can you give me can you give me an investigation check and a perception check? So perception is just like noticing things, and the investigation is just like wandering around the city, seeing what you find. Okay. So you don't get lost, I can tell you that. You're not able to find cartographers specifically, but you do make a general map of the area around the inn that you're staying at. It's close enough to both the commerce district. It's not very close to the temple, so you're not sure where that is, but you've probably you walk around for a couple of hours and you're able to find like a few cafes, a few shops. You find the places where both Baby and Quirin are working at, but you don't actually know they're working there. You're able to find a hat shop specifically. It's called the Fancy Toupee.
Okay.
And that's about it. Like you get both a good mental map of the area, and you also like create a very general map of the area.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I'll look for the thing later, the cartographer again later, and I'll talk to the when we get back.
And Shoshana?
I'll be trying to make contact with my contacts.
Okay. You don't get any messages, but you do know where you can get in contact with them. So if you'd like to head there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you head to a nondescript building. It is about 40 minutes walk away from the inn. Can you give me just a general intelligence check?
Oh, shit.
Because you've never been to this city before. Okay, you get a little lost, but after about 50 minutes, you're able to find the building. So you walk up to the door, you knock on it in a very specific way. You're let in. In front of you is two receptionists, and there is doors there's one to the left or one to the right. They eye you, and one of them picks up and like flips through some papers and says, yes. How can we help you?
Shoshana Nightingale. I usually operate down in Burge. Currently traveling the Roadmere Union with a group of adventurers and witness some things that might be of use to the guild.
Very well. Excellent. Please come this way. And he points to the left door.
Thank you.
So you walk over to the left door and you swing it open. On the other side, there are numerous people running back and forward. It's very busy in here. Immediately, someone takes notice of you and takes you into a room and says, "Okay, said you have information. Please, if it's valuable, I'm sure we can come to some arrangement."
Definitely. So, been traveling down since Burge. I've run into a few strange encounters, and I think they've been leading up to this point. I haven't got the thread that ties them all together, but they're definitely related somehow.
I see.
For brevity's sake, do you want me to just go over what I'm going to explain, or
Just do it in bullet points. It's fine.
yeah? Okay. So, essentially, powerful summoning mage operating just outside of Pastoral, summoning these strange goblins with these magical belts that made them far stronger than any goblin has any right to be. Then, near the lakeside city, Leora, we came across the Sahagi, fish people, They'd been displaced by something far terrible. And then, on our journey between here and there, witnessed some apparition that warned us against travelling to the city and of a fiery-headed mage my party come to colloquially known as the Burning Man. One of my party witnessed this Burning Man flying through the sky the night before the explosion, and what do you know, we saw the thing standing in the pillar of fire.
I see.
And we found this arcane tome that's been asked to speak to a Captain Moses about it. I don't have it on my person, unfortunately.
I see. Very well. Let's see. And writing down. I will be back in a moment. I am sure this will make you some good money. Do you have a description of this Burning Man?
I didn't get a good look at it myself, just for correct. It was only Baby that really saw it, wasn't it? And he would have told us it was burning hair.
So yeah, I believe Baby's description was red burning hair and flying.
So nothing apart from it had red burning hair, it was flying. Another person we were traveling with did seem to link it to a fairy tale from the Grand Chaos Empire. If there's anything anyone in our business knows, that to every story there's always a shred of truth from whence it began. The story goes along the lines of powerful mages and their hair matching their elements of power, that sort of thing.
The person nods and says, should definitely look into this. They rush out the door. 10, 15, it's like time ticks by. 20 minutes later, she comes back and says, puts down a pouch. 100 gold for your information. This is most useful.
Thank you. If anything else is required, please make contact with me.
And she flips through a book. Black Ember Inn, I believe. Thank you. She closes it.
Certainly, I'll be performing tonight. It's usually a good time to approach me most discreetly as a fan, that sort of thing. Show you
nods.
people how it goes.
Yes, she nods. And she says, "You may leave. Just be aware that the knights have been cracking down recently. Be careful."
Thank you. May I ask, is there any information you might have? I'm planning to investigate this further, and
The only thing we know at the moment is that whoever it was wielded magic on the scale. Wielded magic on a scale that we haven't seen in many a year. And apart from that, with your description, we know that they have red hair and that they can keep up the fly spell for a long time. Not only that, we had witnesses that they were in the center of the flames and went off, which means they're very likely at least immune to fire.
most definitely, I've not seen anyone in this plane wield that kind of magic since I've been here.
She
It's
nods.
archfey level magic.
So whoever they are exceptionally powerful, and they have kept themselves exceptionally hidden.
There's some other force that they're perhaps against their will. I don't know what it is. The thing that warned us. Do you have any information on these purple apparitions? It might be that joining dot that's the missing piece in this puzzle.
She says, it's hard. There have been warnings from gods before, but usually they come in the form of oracles. Purple apparitions? No real past occurrences, although, as you would know, history doesn't have everything. So, as you're so linked to the Feywild, maybe it's something to do with that.
I was beginning to wonder that myself. I did somehow get a message from an old friend of mine. Perhaps he's playing his hand in this. I'm not sure what it is yet, but so far it seems to be for our benefit.
Well, keep your eye out and keep us informed.
Definitely. Thank you. You know where to find me.
And she takes you out and takes you out of the building. She actually takes you out a back door this time, so you don't leave the same entrance you came in.
Good to see you're keeping up with protocols.
Then she points in a direction that will lead you to the main road. Follow it. I'm sure you'll be able to find yourself from there. Then she closes the door and you head off into the district. Okay, so that is it for today. So you guys doing your individual work, meeting people. Kobo doesn't come back, but the rest of you meet back at the inn. So you actually have a spare single room if you want it. Shoshana and Shax don't have to share a room. But so you guys meet up. You have dinner. It is free. It isn't quite good dinner. Not quite as good as some of the ones you've had, but considering you're not paying any money, it's quite good for you. And then Shoshana, it's your turn on stage.
Definitely. Shoshana's really torn between two particular songs. The town is in need of an epic power ballad, so she was thinking either something in the vein of Total Eclipse of the Heart,
Oh my
or
god.
We Didn't Start the Fire.
Okay, so
Might go with Total Eclipse of the Heart tonight. Might be a little on the nose to go with the epic ballad.
well,
We
roll a
Didn't Start-
d2. Roll a d2. See which one you choose. Okay, looks like Total Eclipse of the Heart it is.
performance.
I save it for you. I don't think they would appreciate the winners of the fire. You might get kicked out of the bar.
Oh, that's not great. It's not terrible number.
Okay. You are like, considering you didn't decide to talk about burning down the world, it's fine. Okay. 2 plus 2d6 plus 4d16. Something like that. So you make 1 GP, 7 SP, 56 CP. Yeah, so that's how much you make. Not a large amount, but considering
Kieran. Oh, yeah.
I'll take the copper.
No, Kieran, I actually wanted to give you a little bit more than this. And I will hand you all of those, as well as 80 gold.
Gold. Where did you get all this money? You've been with us the entire time.
I made that today. The party contributed quite significantly to how I was able to come across this money, so I thought it only fair that we all reap the benefits.
Oh, wow. I guess I was wrong about you. Perhaps you were more generous than I assumed.
Sorry.
All right.
I've kept a fair cut for myself, but only 20 gold. The rest is for the party.
Well, that is very fair of you. 5 of us, so yeah. Alright, I'll put it in. We have 160 gold in our party.
Okay.
That's a lot, yeah.
I mean, you say that, but 116 gold's not going to make not going to get you very much.
Well, for us now, for low level people,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Okay. So after that, you guys can head off and have your long rests.
Alright.
So the 4 who stayed at the inn, can I get a perception check from you guys?
Oh, they were really bad.
Mm-hmm.
12s were the highest. Fuck.
Yeah, so you guys don't notice, but you're told by the innkeeper that that both Amelia and Klaus have left the inn, but your continuing stay for up to 2 weeks has been paid for.
Holy shit. Well, that is very, very, very generous of them.
And she also says that Klaus will be coming tonight to give you your reward.
Yes. He also said he would tell me if we got library access or not, so I tell the team that, so they know.
Oh, fuck. That's what I forgot to ask those people for. Oh, well.
Do you remember what happened the last time the charges who were going to pay us wandered off?
I mean, the ones who ended up dead.
Oh, well, yes, but to be fair, these people are very, competent. even without us, we've abandoned them. It seems like many times, and they've been fine. So, I think they'll be okay without us, even with this, crazy fire mage person burning the city down.
Okay, what would so the four of you? What would you guys like to do today?
We should probably try and find the guard captain, shouldn't we?
Oh, yeah, we got a request. Forgot. Holy shit, we got a request.
We were meant to bring intel too that we forgot to pick up, but they were still in the capital.
Oh yeah, that's right. So we want to do the. I guess you want to do the thing with the book too.
Let's make a day of it.
Okay.
Baby, you get into the library.
Baby and Shax, you guys know that Kobo is at the church. You guys gonna go pick him up and see what he wants to do?
Yeah.
I'll come for a walk.
Okay. So I guess the 4 of you head over to the church. When you get there, you see that Kobo is currently talking to a couple. After a little bit, they look very happy and they head off. Kobo's now free.
Yell over to him.
Oh, hey guys. Sorry I didn't come back. I hope, what are you guys up to?
We're gonna go see the guard captain. Did you want to go with us?
Yes, I'm sure the church will do without me.
The person who you're working for nods as you say that, and she says, "It's fine." And then she calls a few others, and a few others come out. Enjoy. Make sure you keep yourself healthy, Kobo.
I will, and if I learn anything, I'll let you know.
She nods and
Please
thanks
stay
you.
safe.
Okay. So, do any of you know where the guard captain is?
Why would you come to me with these accusations, Chang?
Surely the residents of this city would know where the guard barracks are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I know where the barracks is?
Probably. Actually, yeah, you probably would. Okay.
It's been in the brig a few times.
Have you been in the brig a few times, baby?
No, if anything, I would have tried helping them.
Okay.
I've probably thrown a few people in the
Trying to
brig.
get recruited.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In fact, baby, you probably like would have thrown people into the brig, so yeah, you probably would know where it is. So, although saying that, as I said, you guys know like baby, was it baby or Kobo? I don't remember. One of you knew that he was like vice captain of the head family's guards, so you might know where he is, but you can definitely find like where the common barracks is.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty high guy, right? He's his second in command, so
Yeah.
I'm sure people know about him.
So you head over to the local like constabulary. Out the front, you see a bunch of guards like standing about talking.
I'll walk up to him and I'll be like, "Do you know where I could find Guard Captain Moses?"
Oh, Moses, eh? Hey, Josh! And one of the guys by the door is, yes? Where's old Moses? If I remember correctly, he's out at the right-hand side. I think they found something. You know, the big explosion. The guy turns back to you. That away. Head to the big hole. You won't miss it.
I think it might turn around.
Yep. I mean, like, you can tell that they're, like, on edge, and the only way they're coping is by, like, poking a little bit of fun at them, because there's nothing they could have ever done, right? So... You guys...
Turn around and I say to Shax, and I'm like, "We have to go to the big hall. Wonder if I'll have to lick it."
It looked pretty smooth, at least, baby. As smooth as a baby's nose.
Okay. So you guys head off in the direction of the big hole. It takes you probably a good half an hour to get to where you think the guard captain is. You see that there is numerous guards lined up around it and a little bit in front of it to A, to protect people, but also B, to like prevent people from like messing with any evidence they could find.
Walk up to the guards again and tell them that I need to see old Moses.
And one of the guards looks you over and says, looks at you and says, "Oh, yeah, sure. Just a sec." And he actually goes off and down, like, it's not, I say hole, it's more, it's you know, a good like 10-15 centimeters deep. It's not a big hole. And just like jumps down and runs over to a man. The man is white haired, slightly balding. He looks like he's just past the peak of his game, but he commands a lot of respect. And after a few minutes, he comes back and he says, "Just wait here. Captain Moses will be over here in a minute." Not sure what he's doing. Give me a perception check to see if you can like notice any of you who are looking towards the guards.
Sure, perception, yeah.
Okay, baby, you see nothing.
Looks
So
like
baby,
he's talking.
carry it.
Shoshana sees nothing. Quirin sees nothing.
I rolled my best today.
Shaq sees nothing.
Kobo! Kobo to the rescue!
There you go. Kobo,
Can't you guys see it?
your keen blue eyes see that he's before he came over, before the guard came over to interrupt him, he was on the ground and he was scratching up what you're not sure what it is, but it's some type of like something on the ground. It looked like it was exceptionally hard because he was using some type of small short sword. And the small short sword was actually like glowing. So whatever he was doing, it was really hard. And he was having zero success getting this out of the ground. So after a few minutes, Captain Moses walks over to you. He has a strut in his step. You guys looking at him can see he is quite strong. Stronger than any guard you've seen so far. And he comes over and he says, Priestess Suni, a bugbear, I don't know what you are, and a pair of... You Kalashta? What the hell is a group like you doing here?
Visiting? Pretty sure he
have-
was talking about you when he didn't know who they were, Quarren.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm from a different, country. You guys might not recognize, but I am. We're here on business. We have a letter for you. I think we have a letter, right? Yeah, we have a letter.
Is it?
Yeah, certainly have a letter from the guard captain of Pastoral.
Ah, yes, that's right. So you hand it over. He says, he takes a look at it and says, well, this is a new one. Come with me. And he takes you over to a tent. It's set up on the side and says, and he sends all the guards like away and says, all right, guys, I need you to make sure nobody approaches. And then he pulls out a wand and swings it and points it at each of the he points at the floor, the ceiling, and all four walls. Puts it away and says, all right, how the hell did you get a book from the Grand Chaos Empire?
We have our talents.
It is kind of a long story, but
Well, you better start informing me because I'm pretty sure if anyone finds out about this, you're probably going to end up dead. And I would prefer it not in my city.
And we prefer it if nobody ever hears about it.
yes, we were told to trust you. So this is not. We don't go around showing us to random people, but
Good. Very good.
let's see. So maybe I can get this number. So we got this from the goblin thing, I think, right? Let's
Mhm.
see.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, we were doing a quest, essentially taking care of some goblins. Didn't seem like nothing special, but we ended up encountering some goblins that appeared to be summoned or some sort. They had these metal belts that made them tougher than normal. They were hard to hit, just all that stuff. And when we investigated further, we found we ended up going in and taking care of them. And in the area we found them, the cave, there was these summoning notes and also the book. Now, I don't know much else beyond that in terms of book itself, but we tried to figure it out initially. We thought it was just a simple thing, but we were informed that it is quite rare and very dangerous and very dangerous to have. So we were told to come to you in Parsh.
Okay, well, that is a very fanciful story, but considering you have a book that shouldn't exist, I am sure that I'll believe you. Can I see it?
I'll reluctantly hand it over.
Okay. He opens it up and flips through. He shakes his head a few times and he goes to the end. And he looks at it and just... He shakes his head and he literally face palms. And he takes a few breaths and is like, I can't read most of this book. I can read what's here at the end. Whoever had this book before tried to translate part of it. Well, I say tried to. They did it in a very odd way. So what I can tell is that this is a storybook or I say storybook. That's not entirely true either.
Myths, so
Myths,
fables?
yeah.
Fairy tales?
No, I guess you could call it the forgotten. They translate it as the forgotten history of the Grand Chaos Empire.
Oh.
Is this forgotten as in forgotten because something was burned down this place that had it,
Well,
or forgotten
no.
because it was
As far as I can tell, this book predates even the the disappearance of the capital, making it very valuable indeed. Also very dangerous for you to have it.
Something a fire blasting mage that destroyed a city with what seemed like very little effort might be after?
I doubt it. I don't know why they would want fairy tales.
Oh.
I mean,
Nice.
what I can read from what it's translated is talking about the royal family and how they were descended from primal spirits who ruled the world, and the fact that each one of them shared a very unique trait. But it makes no sense because this says they're immortal, and that's just not possible.
So they're
What's this?
immortal or mortal?
Immortal. They cannot die.
Immortal spirits that are tied to his elements.
It doesn't go into that detail. As I said, I cannot read most of this book, and the translation is crude at best.
Our friend that we were traveling with mentioned about these fiery-haired individuals, or elemental-haired individuals from these old fairy tales, and he was from the Grand Chaos Empire. Is this likely not something of perhaps a root to that fairy tale?
And he leans back and he goes, "The story of the witches, huh?"
Yes, there are witches. Okay.
Well, witches as in female sorcerers who share the elements. Flame hair, huh? Well, if you're talking about flame hair, I guess you could be talking about the Witch of Resplendent Flame.
Witch of Respondent. Might you know would this person, this witch, have a grudge against the city? Because
She doesn't exist, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
She's literally a fairy tale.
Okay.
We saw something like that fly to the city. That's what caused this explosion.
I mean, we have witness reports of that. But, as I said, you're talking about a fairy tale. A woman who has existed since ancient Grand Chaos Empire. I mean,
It's perhaps
There is-
immortal, like the royal family in this book?
well, maybe, but...
Perhaps they were speaking of a god.
I doubt the gods would blow a hole in the city.
Do you know every god?
I don't know every god, but most of them don't care.
What if one had been bestowed power?
I mean, maybe, but for the most part, gods don't interfere with our lives. Occasionally, they'll send oracles about bad things happening, but for the most part, they don't care. After all, as long as they're worshipped, they have power. You can, from his statement so far, you can tell he is not a very strong believer in gods.
All right. Well, so if you can translate the last page, or can only read the last page.
There's so what you can tell he's doing is that after looking closely at it, you would notice this now, Quirin, is that the symbols at the front and the symbols at the back are slightly different. Whoever's tried to translate the beginning half, and it's not a lot of it, so there's like a few pages of it, and the pages at the back are like old, they're quite old. So whoever's translated this has tried to translate this a long time ago, and they've translated part of it at the back of the book. So it's almost like this book is ancient, and then someone, 1,000 years ago has gone, oh, I can't read this book, so let's translate it, and then it's been forgotten again.
Okay. So you can read some of this. This is
He nods.
it's very interesting. Is there anyone else you think of that we could trust that could possibly read more, have more information for us in general? Like, this was not part of our questing. We were traveling, so we're doing jobs for people, mercenaries essentially. We're not trying to uncover the mysteries of the world here. But you know, this is obviously very interesting to me, at least personally.
He scratches his head and looks down and says, "I don't. What's your name?"
My name is Quan.
Corey, this is a dead language, you see. Like, even the language at the back of this book is dead. People who can translate this, there might be 1 or 2 people in the Grand Chaos Empire. That's it. I mean, ooh, I don't even know if my master could. I could.
I was going to ask you, yeah. I mean, since you know this very dead language and it is very uncommon, I was going to ask, where you learned it from. But so you have a master that
Yes.
taught you this.
When I was at school, just before I left, I spent many a year learning the language. My master was quite displeased when I ended up leaving. I drifted for a while, ended up here. Made myself quite the, got myself quite the promotion, I must say. I'm enjoying my time here.
Look around and yeah, it appears you have done very well for yourself.
And he says, I don't know if my master could read this, but he might be the only one who could tell you who could as well. But for that, you would have to travel to the Grand Chaos Empire.
Wow, okay. Well, I mean, since we were travelers, so we are going many places. I don't know if our goal will be to go there initially, but we might end up there at some point in time. Depending on, and I don't know how long I'll be with people, to be honest, but it's good to know that's the possibility at least.
Well, if you end up in the Grand Chaos Empire, end up in the capital, feel free to look up Grandmaster Vrax.
Okay.
Just give me a moment, and he writes down, and you look at it, and it's you recognize the symbols as the ones, and they're very similar to the ones in the back of the book. He writes down and says, and as he's writing down, he stops. It's like, fucking rusty, and he continues writing down. And he puts it in the front of the book and says, a minor introduction. I'm sure my master can be trusted. And he hands you the book. Don't tell anybody about that if you like to keep your skin on you.
Yes. All right. And you said that the beginning and the end have different languages, right?
Not different per se. The beginning is essentially the precursor to the languages at the end.
Okay, so it's an evolved version.
Yeah, exactly. Well, evolved, yeah. But evolved or devolved, depending on how you look at it.
Sure.
Okay, that was enthralling. I don't think I've ever had such a weird group bring me something so valuable. Is there anything else you guys would like to tell me before?
I mean, they all think I'm a drinker, but I swear to you, I'm not making this up. I believe some beings from the Feywild have been intervening and tried to warn us about this.
I mean, look, there's a hole in my city, and you just brought me a book that shouldn't exist. Quite frankly, I'm almost willing to believe anything you say at this point.
You owe me 1,000 gold?
No.
Let's
I
try.
said almost.
Now, pray tell, Guard Captain Moses, you're clearly a man of many talents. Can't say I'm overly familiar with guard captains that are quite so skilled with that, and I gesture at the wand.
Well, as I said, I grew up in the Grand Chaos Empire. Despite my looks, and he's wearing heavy plate armor, I am primarily a spellcaster.
Interesting.
Heavy metal caster.
Oh,
Goodness. And I did spend my years growing up in the Grand Chaos Empire's finest academy. Despite what my parents think, like, I did very well for myself.
The one thing I can't put my finger on is how did a lowly guard captain in Pastoral know that you were the one who'd be able to read this?
He was under my command for a while, that's why.
Okay, so there's not some like conspiracy organization you're a part of that I should be aware of.
No. He,
Flashes Illuminati symbol.
he used to be part of the Real Guard, but, he was scouted as, head guard down south, and he chose to take his family with him.
Okay, so all this talk of masters and clandestine meetings, I got excited.
No, nothing to worry about. No clandestine operatives here. And he takes one look at you and says, "You wouldn't happen to be a bard, would you?"
Oh, why, have you heard of me?
No, but bards tend to be of the type.
No, just a humble bard. Maybe not so humble, but a bard.
Yes, most bards aren't humble about their skills, but it's okay.
So what are we to do with this book? Get it transcoded?
As I said, if you want it transcoded, you're going to have to go to the Grand Chaos Empire. I don't know if you have anything else to do, but looking at you, I would recommend you maybe get a few more pieces of gear and maybe a few upgrades before you go.
Oh, definitely. We're definitely keen to help solve. I'm sure I speak for the others when I say we'd love to help solve the mystery of, we're calling it Burning Man.
Okay.
Here, if we can be of assistance. As you can see, we are quite good at what we do. We've brought you this impossible book.
Okay, and yeah, he's like,
Well, how about this? Since we are here anyways and on business, and we might be sticking around for a bit, do you have anything you might need help with? You know, since I assume your guards are busy surveying the city and helping the people, we could possibly help in
why did this not close
similar
anymore?
regard.
No help really needed defending the city. We have quite a few guards out. I will say that the patrols on the road are suffering a little bit, but that's what we have the Adventurers Guild for.
Alright, that might be a good place for us to go talk to the people there, yes. Okay, thank you.
Oh goodness, it's okay.
You also have anything else to talk about? I can't think of anything.
That thing you were playing with in the ground earlier when we arrived, what was that? Kobo pointed it out.
Well, we don't know. The area was glassed, as you might say, and as we were removing it, we found that. It does not respond to magic, nor does it respond to physical damage. We could be that we're not hitting it with the right thing, but we're unsure. We're trying to get it out now.
May I look at it? I'm quite familiar with those things that are more exotic.
Okay. Can you give me a persuasion check?
I don't know if I can find it. Oh, it's the one I didn't take expertise in. I should have
It's under
lied about
P.
it. Oh.
Okay. I don't see why not. So he takes you guys outside. Takes you down into the hole. There's some stairs down. He says, "Be my guest."
be my guess? Or
Want to, I guess, examine it and
Any investigation, perception, arcana, whatever you like. Just tell me how you're doing it.
I'll try to investigate it. So,
yeah, so work with Kieran and investigate it, sort of touching it and examining it to sort of try and work out what kind of compound it perhaps is, or if it's something I've seen from the Feywild, perhaps.
Okay, you can do it at advantage.
Alright. Do you want to roll again, Quirin, since you'll have advantage?
okay. Nice, even better.
Okay. Between the two of you, D30, because see how tough this is. Between the two of you, you can't really make out much. Looking at it, it's whatever it is, an exceptionally tough material. You figure that if you could smelt it down or do something with it, it would probably make an excellent piece of an excellent weapon or a piece of armor. But now that it's out of the ground, it's probably just a little bit. It's probably enough to forge maybe a longsword or a shield or something small. But you're unsure what type of material it is.
It's just exceptionally tough.
You just fear it's exceptionally tough.
And I want to see if it is
Magical in nature.
anything magical about this.
Okay.
So close to a 20.
Okay. Whatever it is not magical itself in nature. But from the feeling you get, you figure that it can only be made with magic.
It's as if it's the magic that's created this phenomenal material that's not magical itself, but it's quite outstanding, Karen, don't you think?
Yes, I've not seen anything so resilient before, and I've seen many materials in my time being traded around and used for armor, weapons. Appears to be tougher than anything else.
Captain Moses, may we take these off your hands, please?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh,
Let's go with a 2.
it's completely non-magical. It's creating a spell
Excellent.
phenomena.
He looks at you, thinks about it. Well, you're giving me more information than anyone else has. Okay, sure. Just make sure if you find anything else about it, you keep me informed.
It definitely will. I can think of somebody I know who might be able to make something of it.
Okay.
What do we call this object? It's just a
Mystery metal?
mystery metal. Okay, I guess you're holding on to it, Johanna.
Like, yeah, metal. Oh, I was thought our dear friend Baby Lou might be interested.
It weighs
Very-
it weighs about 30 pounds.
Yes, definitely for Baby Lou. I won't be carrying this at all.
I guess
Maybe
put it in a
they-
bag of holding, but you know.
I found you this strange metal. I thought since you were so interested in blacksmithing, perhaps you'd like to forge something from this and become the finest craftsman in all the land.
Sounds good.
Well, okay, but before you tell them that, we should probably make sure we figure out what it is first before we started crafting things out of it, and because we kind of we're given this by someone else, and we don't want to just use it up and then finally come back and oh sorry, we finished We use that to make a sword. Sorry.
Mr. Moses, did you try to identify this
Yes,
mage talk here?
and the identify came back as mystery metal.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
I know this is very tough, but were you able to perhaps like even are we able to even like scrape off even a tiny part of it like by itself?
No, I did manage to break my sword though.
Okay. Yes. This even this is very tough. I'm just curious because if we could possibly find a way to remove even a tiny bit of it from the rest of it, we could maybe try to use that to analyze or something. I don't know.
Molded to the bones of one of.
I mean, I don't know how the science works in this place, but I don't know if people have that ability to like look at things in from a microscopic or not microscopic, obviously, but like a smaller perspective.
Could enlarge it with magic and make it easier to see.
I mean, that's maybe true. That's true. Our large is a low level spell, even so.
Do you have enlarge?
I certainly don't. It's well outside of my bag of tricks.
Well, then for now you can't do it.
I guess we can't do anything else right now, probably.
So now you have some mystery metal to investigate as well.
Yay. I'll put it all. Oh, as we just probably spend back at the hole. It's probably the best place to put it, right? Because we don't want to like showing people this and.
Yeah, definitely. We don't need an excuse to get mugged in this city. Look around over my shoulders at some of the guards. Not sure how important this lot are.
So you're taking the mystery metal?
I think actually Kobo has the bug holding, right?
They're just a dear friend, baby. You could surely hold on.
What?
To it.
Yeah, the bag holding, right, Kobo?
How big is the lump of metal, actually? Like, would it even... That bag
Yes,
of
I have a
holding-
small bag of holding.
How big is it?
We
It's-
haven't put anything in my bag of holding yet, have we?
I don't know, have we?
I don't think so.
Remember?
It's probably the size of it's about 20 centimeters long by about 15 centimeters high.
Yeah, it's not that big.
It's not huge, but correctly processed, you think you could definitely make something out of it.
Okay.
If we give it to baby, he could experiment on it in the smithy.
Well, I mean, that could be true, but I think we'd want to first get more information first before we start crafting things out of
Well, I
it.
can ask the smith
True.
when I
Master
go to work later, if I
Um,
go.
Can we, Moses, do you mind if other people know about this as well, or should we keep this secret?
I mean, as long as you don't tell them where you got it, I don't care.
All right. Okay, cool. I guess we can talk to him and try to talk to some, like, maybe even Kloss might have an idea. I don't know, probably not, but like, I might as well try to ask Kloss and talk to him later today.
We can weasel our way into this secret library of mages. Perhaps we can find some more information.
Is that too? Yeah.
Are you saying that in front of the captain?
Saying what in front of him?
Weasel our way into the secret library of mages?
I guess the way you put that definitely makes it seem very, very suspicious. But
Perhaps if we can get into the illustrious library of this great and wonderful city, and be given the great honor of researching.
I tell the captain, when he says weasel, he means like get away in, not in a bad way. We're not going to sneak in. We're going to try and find somebody that can get us into it.
I mean,
have a-
and then he
Legal
said,
loopholes are my specialty.
I mean, he says, like when Baby says that, he says, I mean, look, like apart from the Forbidden Archives, anyone is free to visit as long as they're willing to pay.
Yes, we have someone who may be able to get us in for free. Like he knows some influential people, so he'll talk to them, and then we might be able to get in for no cost. But,
Well, you'll be able to get in with no cost, but you'll still have to pay to like even if you don't have to pay the membership fee, which is quite significant, by the way, you still have to pay to read the books because they don't want people destroying them.
Say we were to tear a page out of this invaluable book.
Oh, God.
And then they'd probably tear all the hair off your legs.
So they wouldn't want a page of the book for membership for life or anything like that?
No.
Oh.
Plus,
And this-
they wouldn't even know how valuable this book is.
Fair enough. Can't be that good at their job then if they're librarians.
Oh, man. It
Well,
starts from the front.
and he says, I'm not sure about the head library. I'm not sure about the head keeper, but the rest of them, well, as I said, despite this book being exceptionally valuable, very few people would actually know what they're looking at.
You don't know how to get us in, do you?
Yes. You pay 10 gold for the membership fee, and then another 10 gold to read the books.
That's only 20 gold day trip.
Well, the membership fee you don't get back, but the reading fee, so long as you don't destroy any of the books, you get back.
Oh, it's like a security deposit.
Yes.
Oh,
Let's make sure the ruffians don't mess around and just have kids poking at books, and make sure they're very careful. Otherwise, they will be forced to pay.
I did get us that money. Perhaps those of us that are that way inclined could go in and read the library.
Yeah, we can maybe later after we do all the other stuff, we could go for a day or something, and a couple of us could go do some reading.
So remember, Curran knows that Klaus is coming back, possibly with a way into the library for free.
Yeah, so
So-
we'll talk to him today later and see if you can. If not, then we can pay or whatever. But yeah,
Too true. We should wait and see how that pans out, I guess. I must say, I'm not one to toot my own horn, so to speak, but you make quite a pair of detectives, don't you think?
I immediately laugh and chuckle.
He doesn't say anything. He just looks at you.
So, anyways, I think we've perhaps stayed our welcome, and we appreciate all the information and this material.
He nods, and as you guys led away, he says, and specifically says this to Shoshana, good luck in your investigation.
Thank you. Before I go, just the festival with the Bard Festival Performing Arts, that's still on, happening in a few weeks.
He shakes his head and says, look, ask one of the bureaucrats. At the moment, as far as we're aware, it's still on. Just what we need, something else to guard. Fucking bards.
It's probably a common sentiment. Fucking bards.
And as you're walking away, you can hear him muttering, like, fucking hole in the city wall. We have hundreds of guards deployed fucking guarding this shit, and then we have to guard the fucking the theater as well, and then there's all the goddamn visitors that we have to keep. It's like you can tell that he's got a lot of work, and like this is just adding more shit to it.
Yeah.
Quirrell, don't you find it funny that the man doesn't realize that all of that is what keeps him employed and in a job?
I mean, sure, but who likes overtime, honestly? Like,
Fair point. Not everyone gets to choose when and how they work.
I assume his job has a lot of. I assume he's the kind of person who's on call a lot, So,
As you say that, the guard who's leading you actually turns around to you and says, I don't believe the captain has slept since this has happened.
okay, so even worse than for him.
Please, Shoshana, please just have some, appreciation for the hard work they're doing.
I am nothing but appreciative. I don't know where you're getting these wild ideas from. Keep up the good work, sir. You and your captain are doing a fine job, I say to the guy.
Perhaps she'll sing about you.
Yes, perhaps you can compose a ballad for the defenders of Parsh.
Didn't catch if he minded us mentioning about the Grand Chaos Captain of the Guard.
We probably should not talk about that too.
It was
I'm
a
guessing.
secret. We're getting the same vibe.
I don't want to talk about that. Anyone else probably. That's almost me, tips on how to find or something. I think we were far off from that, to be honest. I don't know we're not anywhere near the Grand Chaos Empire.
No, you're not really near the Grand Chaos Empire. I mean, you're a sea away from it.
Yeah, so let's just worry about that when the time comes.
Okay. So you've spent a couple of hours talking to the guard captain.
All right. What's next? Do we want to? We had something else we had to do. We had to talk to the leader of the city, I believe, or something.
Did you?
What was it? We had something else to do. I don't remember what it was. What was this?
The blackmail stuff that we not blackmail, about
Oh, the one from the Lord of Leora or something, or
yes, that's it.
I think we did all those. I think we just have to
No, it wasn't from Leora, was it? It was all the way back from Vanglor.
Vanglor was just to go to Leora, because Leora was the capital of that area.
Who was it? Who was the guy that we were supposed to take something to the capital for, and we forgot? We were just going to tell them about what happened.
That was at Leora, the capital of the region. So it wasn't the capital of the Roman Union, just the capital of the farming region.
Yeah, that was you just visiting Lucy.
Yeah, to remember to get him to help the former lord of Vanglor, who was dispossessed by.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. This is why. Okay, I know what it is now. So we had a
Should we put something in my bag?
we had a tea, a rare tea we got from Vanglor that's supposed to be meant for the leader of Parsh. Lele.
Yeah.
So we think we have a tea thing to give to the Lele, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know if we. Yeah, I think it's better. Yeah.
Okay. I guess Baby and Kobo can lead you to the castle.
Sure, if you guys want. So do you want to go today, or
Is the blacksmith on the way?
No, it is not. You would have to break off from the party if you want to go there.
No. I just was gonna show him the medal.
I mean, you could go to the blacksmith first. It'd be a small detour, but you'd definitely be able to do it.
Why are we going to the palace? Yeah, I missed that. Sorry.
You have tea to deliver.
Yeah, so we got tea from Vanguard. They had a garden itself in Lud Nelson's mansion apparently, and he had a rare tea meant for this later Parsh. That's why it says in my notes at least.
I remember that. And he took on the children to farm the tea.
Yes,
We'll deliver the tea because I go to the blacksmith all the time. So
I guess we go back to after parties with it anyways. So
Okay.
after this, yeah, okay.
So, Baby and Kobo will lead you guys to the gates of the outside wall of the castle. Standing before you is looks like to be about 15-story high, large building. It has a large wall around it. It's big enough that you can only see one gate, and it is currently guarded by, from what you can see, 16 guards in heavy armor, and up on the walls there are several archers and spellcasters.
So we'll approach, slowly, so that people don't get get concerned about us, and just try to talk to the guards, ask him to say that we have a gift for the leader of Parsh, Lileli. I'm from Bangalore.
He looks you over and says, "A gift."
Yes, there's like the leader of or the previous leader of Bangalore, Lud Nelson, told us or asked us to give this rare tea that his garden produces to the leader of the city.
I see. May just a second. And he sounds he rings a bell. And a few minutes later, you see someone approaching and says, "Yes, Captain." And he whispers in the guy's ear and says, and he walks over to you. "May I see it?"
Yes, I take it out.
And he takes a smell of it. Yes. And he holds his hand over it and uses... He checks it for poison. He identifies it. Shoshana despite not being a purely arcane caster, you recognize these spells quite easily. And he nods a few times and says, "You have done us a great service. Come with me, follow."
I nod and follow.
Are all of you following?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're led through the gates. You're led through to the left. You're not led through the main entrance. To the left, there is a smaller door. You're led through there, and you're led through a few rooms. And you're put down, and it's not fancy, but it is quite... It's well... it's got everything you would think that a small, like, meeting room would have in a palace, right? Fancy chairs, but it's not ostensively over the top. So just wait a moment. And he walks out. About 20 minutes later, while you guys are just, like, sitting around, in between, some maids have come in and brought you drinks and a few snacks. 20 minutes to half an hour later, he comes back. He places a pouch on the table and says, "Thank you. This has been most helpful." And then he says, "Is there anything that we can do for you while you're here?"
Well, we just came to the city to talk to some people, and we found out you have a very illustrious library. We were perhaps, if it would not be too much trouble, we'd appreciate greatly if we could get access to the library for perhaps a reduced cost, or
Yes. Yes, that's fine. I will see that it is arranged for you. Just wait a moment. I will be back in a minute. And he walks out. You don't know who this person is, but he's clearly someone who knows, like, has free reign around here, because he just leaves, and, like, even the maids are bowing to him. About 10 minutes later, he comes back and he hands you a note. "Use this. The 5 of you shall get preferential treatment at the library. Thank you for your service." He bows and good luck with whatever you're searching for.
Thank
I
you. Didn't catch your names, good sir.
Yes, that's okay. I'm the head butler. It's fine. He bows to you and walks out. He doesn't actually give you his name.
Goodbye, the head butler.
I think and then we bow and leave. I guess bow and leave.
One of the maids says, "This way, if you're well and finished with your drinks."
Take a last sip.
Okay.
Leave.
And so you're led back out of the palace. Did you pick up your pouch?
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave the couch.
Vaden, you pick it up and you have 25 gold pieces in there.
Nice.
And you're led out. And yeah, there you go. You now have an introduction to the library.
Awesome. And we have 141 gold now in our party gold thing.
Who needs Klaus?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have our own ways too. I don't want to rely purely on this guy. It's not fair. And, we want to, if we can do stuff, we might as well.
So you guys going to the library then?
I don't know how late it is. Is it how late is in the day, you think, after all this traveling?
It's about 1:30.
You guys want to go to the library and have, and then, maybe we can go to the Smith, or what do you also want to do?
I think that sounds like
Well, you guys go to the library. I'll take the metal and go to the smith. Because books aren't my thing.
But maybe you're a
Yeah.
wonderful writer.
I mean, it's true. Perhaps he's just a writer, not a reader, but...
Did you want us to take your manuscript over there and see if there's any publishing opportunities?
Not yet.
Baby and
Fine.
Kobo would know if there's publishers. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll go to the blacksmith while whoever goes to the library.
Okay. Kobo, what are you doing?
I am going to go to the red light district to see if there's
Okay.
anything I can do there.
Shoshana, Queer, and Shax, you guys going to the library?
Shoshana
Book-
is.
Sure.
Books are for nerds, so I'm going to go to the
Herbalism?
where I got my job yesterday, and
Okay, so you follow...
use the rest of my day there.
Yep, you follow Baby. Okay, Kobo, we'll start with you. Takes you a little bit of time, but you head to the red light district. You head to the one of the places you're most familiar with.
The place I met Baby Lou?
Yeah, sure.
What did we call it? Pleasure Palace or something? I've
Yeah,
already
so-
forgotten what we called
I
it.
think that sounds familiar.
It wasn't that, but
Well, it's the Pleasure Palace now.
no.
Pussy Kingdom? No.
Pussy Palace, there you go.
I mean, it might not just have pussy.
Enchanted Evenings.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you head inside, and the maitre d' sees you and addresses you. Ah, Kobo, welcome back. It has been such a time.
I know. Is everyone okay here?
Yes, thankfully, everyone was away from the area. Had a few rough mornings. Had a rough morning this morning, but, you know what it's like here.
It's just so awful.
But sit down, tell us, how have your adventures been? And a few of the ladies and men actually come round and, like, they greet you, and they're coming round and sitting down, and they're waiting to listen to, like, everything.
Yes, well, you remember Baby Lou?
We do.
Yes, we've been traveling together. We met this crazy bard. She drinks a lot, and we have the tax collector, but he's quite adept, and this monk who's. It's been such a wild story, really, but
Crazy.
it all seems to come back to Parsh. The goings on here seem to really. I've just been so worried. I'm so glad you're all safe.
And they all gather around, and you share a big group hug.
Oh.
And she says, "Since you're back, would you be willing to?"
Of course.
Okay. You will then spend the rest of the evening with them. You'll share stories, but while you're doing that, you're also dressing them up, getting everything done. The usual. And from that, you will make 6 gold as you dress them up, tell them your stories. They'll tell you some like minor goings-ons, noble maneuverings that like nobody cares about, forgotten sons, silly things that that nobles care about, but nobody else does.
Was it 6 gold?
Yes, 6 gold. Shax, you head back to the herbalism shop mid-afternoon. The old lady welcomes you back and says, good to see you back.
Good to be back at the Crone's Moan. Sorry, I didn't read the shop store outside.
I mean, it's close enough. Sit down. It's actually called the Crone's Hone.
Yes, I'll just sit down to get into work and pretend I didn't say anything incredibly rude to her.
Give us a herbalism check with Crone's herbalism kit.
Where'd that stupid thing go? I don't know.
Oh,
that was so close to a 1. Again, you make another 2.5 gold as you settle into helping and making, slowly making some money back from all the shit you've had to pay back.
I now have 6 gold, so I'm sitting pretty.
Okay, baby, you head to the blacksmith. Again, your friend's out the front. He greets you.
Yeah, I'm like, hey. And I show him the piece of metal. I'm like, do you know anything about this kind of metal?
Okay. Let's roll d20 plus 5. He looks at it and says, and he just shakes his head. I have never seen a metal like this. He takes it to his anvil and hits it once, and you can. His entire arm shudders when he does, and he says, "Oh boy, wherever the hell you got this, and however the hell it was made, this is unique."
Oh boy.
I'll be like, do you know anybody that would know where it is?
Only place you might be able to find anything about it, you could try taking it to Garntillis, the city of iron. Best smiths in the entire country.
What was the place? Gontillis?
Garntillis, the city of iron. So that's where the place that's it's almost all metalworking. It's the famous capital around here. Like dwarven smiths, anybody who's anybody goes there to learn how to smith.
Okay. And then I ask him if he needs some help working.
He takes you round back and says, "Hammer those out for me." You roll at disadvantage with strength this time.
Okay.
It's like I like the beginning of that word is Gandhi.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So Quirin, Shoshana, you guys can head to the library then.
Yay.
Sure.
Okay. So the library is just down the road from the, I say down the road, it's past the walls, so it's probably about a 40-minute walk, but it's next to the palace, so it's close enough that you guys won't get lost. Walking down, on the left side is the walls of the palace. On the right side, there are large mansions, and then after about 40 minutes, you see before the library, there is large grounds. There are people practicing magic, and just at the ends of the grounds, you can see a set of big double doors that lead into the library, and it's got it has Parsh Library written in large gold font.
Oh, shall we go in and see what this library's all about?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk in. Immediately you're met with the smell of books. Looking in, like you could see it was a large building on the outside. It was 5 stories high, roughly. But when you walk in and you look past, you can tell it actually goes down as well. So this is like a huge. It would take many lifetimes to read what's in here. Walking up to the counter, you see you see a halfling, and he looks up at you. Says, "Yes, key to browse the library."
Yes, we have we have a letter of introduction here from the head butler of the castle, and we wish to do some research and introduce and take out the letter, the introduction.
Baby, he only said that you might be able to get it identified there. He had no specifics for it. So he looks at the halfling looks at you. An introduction from Palace, huh? Yes, please hand it over.
All right, I hand it over. He said the name was Harris.
No, he didn't give a name.
Oh, okay.
He's a halfling.
Okay.
He can be called Harris if you want.
No, I thought you said it. All right. Never mind.
No.
Harris, find halfling, eh? I didn't actually. Oh, whoops.
Make fun of all the people, huh? all innocent people being made fun of by this jerk bard. Strolls in the city, just starts,
Okay, so he takes out a monocle and looks at it and says, I see. He looks at the signature. I see.
Yes, think that gives us access to the restricted vault as well.
He shakes his head. Very funny. Very. And then he
Very short stuff.
he lines back and says, it waives the fees for it says 5 members. You're only 2, but that's fine. He hands it back and says, next time you come in here, you show it to whoever's manning the desk. Otherwise, you still have to pay the security deposit of 10 gold each. So long as you don't damage any books, you will receive that upon exit. There is only 4 hours left of the library being open, so...
Okay, so just to be clear, the 10 gold is per person, and it is for the day, I guess, or is it per...
Well, no, so the way it works is there's the membership fee, which has been waived, and then there's the security deposit. So long as you're in the library, if you're reading books, you have to pay the security deposit, which you will get back upon exit. So if you're there for an hour, you will pay 10 gold, and then you'll get it back after the hour. It doesn't matter how long you're in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. Never mind. I thought it was hard. Okay, cool.
Give him 10 gold for me, so I'll be reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll skip from the party gold. Skip 20 gold. 10,
Okay,
10
so
deposit. Yeah.
so you hand him 20 gold. So long as I said, so long as you don't damage any books, you'll get that back the moment you walk out. He says, just be aware that all the books are magically protected. We will know immediately if you damage them. Have a good time. And he points over to a pair of gates.
Good.
Okay.
Are they using the Dewey Decimal System here, do you think?
One of the librarians looks at you and says, it doesn't look like, he looks at you as if you're a moron.
Seems to happen a lot. Okay, well, how about this? So, Shoshana, do you want to split our work? And perhaps one of us looks for the metal information and the other looks for the book information? I don't know. Or anything else you want to research?
Sure. I'm just wondering if... I think the mage is more pressing. We could look for some more information on the metal.
Oh, you're right. You're right. The metal can be done later. So yeah, you're probably right. We should focus on the mage and perhaps
Perhaps those fairy tales that Klaus mentioned, and our other contact mentioned about those really old fairy tales from the Great
Witches.
Chaos Empire.
Yes,
The witches.
Yes, elemental based.
The immortal families.
Okay, so you're just gonna go off searching.
I guess I'll talk to a librarian and ask him where I can probably find well first we tie on splits. So do you want to search for the mage stuff because you're more mage oriented anyways? And
Yes,
I'll look for the
I've looked through the stories of witches and elemental witches and
Okay.
all of that, madam.
So you're sent to an area full of information about famous magic users. Can I get an investigation check?
Alrighty.
or do you want maybe we should work together that way I can help you. But
True.
do
Be
you want to-
faster if we're going through the books together in the same area. We'd likely make more progress.
Okay, I can help that. I'll help you. So I'll
Okay.
help with investigation, or I can do investigation. I have +6. What's yours?
+2.
All right, maybe do it then.
You can do it at advantage since you're helping each other.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Ooh.
Okay, so you don't find any specific mention of any famous red-haired mages in like the famous magic users section. Given that you're searching for fairy tales as well, you do, however, come across a very old book. It looks like it's been here for a long time. It's also been... It's not... It's kind of on the edge of like the magic section and like the fairy tale section. Like it's kind of like one of those, is it this or is it that? Reading through it, it tells you about a coven of ancient witches, each witch representing a different element. Each witch had the same color as the hair of the same element of the element that she
Of the Culliman.
yes, the element of the element she represented. The fact there's but the story also goes on to say that there is no like fact, but there is evidence to show, like, you're not sure when this book was written, but it speculates that each witch will turn up at a time of like change in the world, and there's circumstantial evidence written in this book, and it's been listed. That's why it's been listed as a fairy tale. Is that everything in here is just circumstantial, but there's they point at the fall of the Grand Chaos Empire, where several witches of colored hair were seen using great magics. There's also a circumstantial evidence of witches showing up in both Sandor and Sandora before the split, and great magic being used there by colored-haired magicians. And there's a few other like points in history where that stories have put a colored-haired magic user there. But there's no specific information on any names or anything. Just speculation on what they might be linked to, like what they do. Some of it good, some of it bad. One of the speculations is it was them who caused the fall of the city, fall of the ancient capital of the Grand Chaos Empire. But again, her book is full of speculation.
Cool. All right. That's good then. We got a lot. All right.
That took you a couple of hours, so you've got about 2 hours left. Is there anything else you want to look up?
I'm not sure what. There's other things, of course, but I'm not sure what thing should be the priority today.
I mean, you didn't find anything on the Witch of Resplendent Flames, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
we can look
got
up specifically. Yeah. So we can look up specifically the witch resplendent flames. Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to ask someone, or would you like to specific just look around?
I'll talk to someone first, just to like see if like they can have like point us in the right direction.
Okay. The librarian thinks for a moment and says, "You might look in the history of the Grand Chaos Empire." And she points over to a section. We don't have much. They like to keep their history to themselves, but you can try over there.
I think.
If you're looking together, you can roll an advantage again for investigation.
Yeah, this is.
All right, advantage.
Double 17.
Okay.
Looking through the books, it takes a while. Some of it you can't read because it's in a language you don't understand. It's similar to the tome that you've got, but not similar enough that you don't think so. Like, it's again another variation on the same language. You do, however, come across the fairy tale you think that Captain Moses was talking about, in which it mentions a witch of red hair called the Witch of Resplendent Flames. The fairy tale talks about her being an immortal who spends her time hidden from the shadows, guiding the world in a direction that she chooses. Sometimes it's for good, sometimes it's for evil. Most of it, like there's a lot of kids things in there, like doing evil things will lead you to her coming into your bedroom and like deleting your memory and things like that, and changing your personality. A lot of like warnings to people saying be good. But given that it's coming from the Grand Chaos Empire, you get the feeling that it's like there is a little bit of truth to some of it. Like the fact that there is, how to put it, it's almost as if like some of these stories, the stories are too detailed to have been just made up, as if some of these things have actually happened. Now, if they've happened the way they've written, it's something entirely different.
Okay.
And as you finish reading that story, you hear in an exceptionally loud voice, "All right, closing time. Please make your way to the exit."
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a note to remember the area essentially we were in, and
We found some very good information today, Quer, and I think this will come in quite useful.
yes, from the dynamic duo researchers.
Master investigators.
Yes. So I'm Sherlock, right?
Yes,
Sherlock and the drunk.
Well, Sherlock's the drunk, actually, so...
Alright, then maybe more appropriate.
The gambling.
I could be the doctor. That's fine.
Just call me MacGyver.
MacGyver, yeah. Better.
Okay, so you guys head out. You're refunded your 20 gold, and you walk out the front. The sun is starting to set in the background. It'll take you, a good half an hour to, actually probably take you an hour to get back to your inn. Is there anything you want to do on the way?
I guess just...
I just thought of like, do you think we should like do any searching or asking people around about like a monk that may be wandering around causing chaos?
Fuck, I forgot. forgot about that thing.
Yeah, damn Cobellion.
Maybe we should have done some research on him in the library at some point. Remember that weird story that crazy old mage prankster was talking about, the monk that didn't age?
Yeah, Dimbo the Black talked about possibly knowing someone named Rianathar that may be related to, or could be, Cobellion in another way, another form, or who knows. So there might be, if they are, well-known adventurers or something, they might have books written about them. I don't know.
So I was wondering, it might be worth checking that out next time we're in there.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Well, you should make a note of it.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so you go, you discuss that as you're walking back. Kobo, are you heading back to the inn, or are you heading back to the church?
Was I on my own?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just probably be at, I was at the red light district.
Yeah. So you'll spend probably, it's like late night helping them out, and then you'll either head back to the inn or back to the temple. It's up to you.
I might head back to the inn.
Okay. So probably around midnight you rock up at the inn. What about so Baby, Shaq, Square, and Shoshana? You guys all meet up and have dinner at the inn. Are you performing tonight, Shoshana?
Oh, most certainly.
Okay. What are you performing tonight?
Stairway to Heaven.
Okay.
It's a little bit more somber than in tune with last night's.
Okay. Give us a roll. See how well you do.
Oh, very well.
Very nice. You receive astounding applause. You get many a request for an encore.
I will do that.
Okay. If you're going to play an encore, you're going to have to roll again.
Yes, I'll play an encore.
Okay.
Different this time. This is a fucking game. Oh, okay, not terrible.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Wow, they're stingy tonight.
Remember my name, Shoshana the Nightingale.
Okay, so despite like giving you like a standing ovation for both of your songs, you find that your tipping pouch is quite light.
I'll give it all to Quarren again for the party kitty. Fucking tight ass sitting this way. I'll go over to the bar. Are they always this cheap?
She says, no, not usually, but maybe the distractions, like, big hole in the ground might have caused them to, like, think they need to save their money for some reason.
It's one of the best gigs I've ever done. It's some of the least money I've ever made.
Sometimes it's like that. Ways of the bard and all.
Are we all there?
I'm just casually chatting to her in front of everyone, like just after I've performed.
You're there. Yeah.
Shoshana, just think of the charity that you brought this really war-torn. These people are really struggling at the moment.
Yes, that's true. And I guess, do you think they'll talk about this for a little while? I asked the barkeep.
Probably. Hey, it'll help your chances coming up with the I believe you said you were going to perform in the
Oh yes, I'll be winning the talent show coming up.
This will help.
Oh yes, got this one in the bag. I wonder when I can meet the other performer.
Maybe tomorrow you could go to the town square and just start playing for everybody.
I can't wait till the talent show where you roll natural ones.
Amazing.
And I also tell them about going to Gandalus.
Okay. So, you guys, Baby informs you that the person who he knows doesn't know much about the stone, but that Gahandilus might be able to help you, as all of you, or most of you would know, Gahandilus handles all sorts of rare metals, and so you might be able to find someone who can at least help you identify the rock.
It'd be worth going that way to get this identified.
Yes, perhaps.
Perhaps they could teach Baby a thing or two about the smithing as well. I'm sure he'd like sure you'd like the opportunity to learn from some of their smiths if they're as renowned as they are. Am I right, Baby?
Absolutely.
It could also be a good place for us to get better equipment. You know, if we burn money and we go there, you probably
You
have
can always
some.
try and steal some too.
Ooh,
No, I will not steal from people.
you may not, but
Probably well guarded.
for the greater good, Querin. We're heroes.
We appear to be mercenaries working for hire for anyone who doesn't know about heroes.
I guess, but... And, I guess on top of that, Claire and I also made some, interesting finds in the library. And I'll use Silent Image to conjure up, like, one of those boards, like a pin board with all the information laid out in really nice key facts that me and Claire found.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll expend the spell slot. Assuming this isn't in a more quiet corner where not everyone can see what we're doing.
It's just
I mean,
showing the entire
You can
outfit.
even do it in the double room you rented.
Yeah, we'll do it in a double room. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll conjure up a notes board, really fucking big one with all the key facts about the witches and with like the lines with the string between it, that's sort of connecting all the dots.
So,
If
can I get an intelligence check from all of you?
Okay.
Sure.
Watch as Baby get to 19.
Do you need me and Querin if we're explaining, or just the others?
Yeah, this is an intelligence check for all of you.
Eh.
3 12s, holy shit. Kobo, Shoshana.
Ooh. Oh god.
Okay, so Shoshana, as you're like conjuring the silent image and putting up like all of these, like you make some links that you weren't able to in the originally when you were reading the books. You link the fact that the Witch of Resplendent Flames might actually be one of the witches who was decided in that fairy tale book. You also link the fact that despite being destroyed by a kraken, you were told that it wasn't actually destroyed by a kraken. You have the feeling that something might be going on with that.
Rubina.
Rubina.
The
Yeah.
fishing village. That was Shax's
Oh.
permission.
Yep. So you get the feeling this might be linked somehow as well.
I feel like if only bad things keep happening when these things come around, we should probably get the hell out of this town.
I mean, I do agree with the sentiment.
This is true. I mean,
Which is-
unfortunately, I have a curious streak, but I do admit it's probably not the smartest thing to consistently go into danger.
But, like, think of the stories we'll have to tell. Our names up in lights. The 5 that defeated the Coven. We could be the Witch Slayers. Or the Witches.
Somehow I think if they can do what they did to the city, we're not gonna stand much of a chance. And that was just one of them. I don't think we
Yeah.
could do that to a whole coven.
We don't have to go head to head.
It also says they're good sometimes, so maybe this part of the city was evil, and it was actually an act of kindness in some way.
I
perhaps, but
don't think so.
Maybe they were gifting this precious metal upon us.
I love Parsh, guys.
yeah, I don't know about destroying a city being an act of good. I mean, it may have done some good, but overall, the act is going to be quite negative. I can't justify it, at least. But I don't know. These creatures probably do not think the same way we do. They do probably, you know, have very strange ideas of what is good and what is not good.
But we may not need to go head to head.
And do we know where Gandalus is?
You don't know exactly where it is, but you know it's somewhere in the west. It's one of the cities further west. So it's around here somewhere, like over here somewhere.
Alright.
You could probably ask someone, and they could probably tell you.
Kieran, do you know where it is?
No, I don't know. I'm watching. What I know, I don't know how far west it is.
Roll me
Past that
a
door.
history check.
There's a few things I don't
You're
know.
the map maker. You should know where this is.
I just started map making. I do not make maps before. It is a new passion.
You've actually heard of the well, like obviously you've heard of it, but you have a good idea. You think it's over here?
I don't see a ping or anything. If you saw ping or putting it, but
It's there.
I guess I don't see anything on my map.
Yeah, it's right there. Can't you see it?
On the mountain ridge along the coast.
Oh! It's in this area. I thought it was much farther. Okay, I thought it was way farther west.
No.
Like,
No,
oh shit.
it's
Okay, same continent. Okay, cool.
same
Okay,
continent.
never mind.
Yeah.
I'm like staring over the continent, looking at the like,
No, it's not that far over. Gahantillis is part of the Roadmere Union.
okay, cool. Okay, cool. But yeah, I think I remember. It is to the west of us, near the mountains, like right before the sea. So if you want to go explore there, I don't think it's that far away. I mean, it'll take some days, I'm sure, but I mean, if we have time and we're doing nothing else pressing.
Limited.
I know we have to deal with Shax's thing, right, at some point, but this is closer, so this might be better. To
Calm
go
down,
first.
Kieran. The longer we take, the more money you get.
It's true.
And on this board,
But-
Cobellion is on the board with the Red Witch as an unknown quantity that's probably involved.
Okay, I think if you look now, I think you'd be able to hover over the Gahantillis and see it.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Same with the ruins of Rabina now.
Cool.
Perhaps Cobellion also loaned against the Witch of Resplendent Fires, and she came here to exact revenge on him as well.
He is quite the sinner. Perhaps he was meant to die, and therefore free us all from his curse of stupidity.
I don't know about that, but you guys can believe what you wish.
It seems to make sense to me.
Okay.
It's all coming together.
Oops. I didn't mean to do that. But it's
Everything's
okay.
linked in the line of
Yeah, everything is linked in your mind. Yeah. Okay, so as you guys break off, you've made some discoveries today. You guys break off, you head over to bed. You all fall asleep, have your long rest. We'll end it there.
You're supposed to see Klaus.
Oh yes, you will. I will start tomorrow with Klaus. Next week with Klaus.
Okay.
So that's good. We have some quests to do. We have 2 weeks of doing whatever we want to in the city for free sleep, free ends. So that's good. We got plenty of stuff.
When's the bard thing?
And it's first of Alterac. It's the 12th of Alterac. So about 11 more days.
Do. Okay. How long do we know how long it would take to get to Gondelis?
Following the road.
That looks like a long time.
Yeah, probably longer than.
That's 2 days.
Yeah, I was about to
3
say we can only
days.
make it 8 miles.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 10 days to get there.
Okay, that's on the road too. Yeah, that's a slow route, but like
Even if you took the river, like river takes you to each city in a day. That's 4, and then it would be take twice as long, so it'd probably take you another 4 days to get across there. So you'd probably take 8 days if you went down to this city down here and then cross the plains.
I guess the downside is we do run the risk of getting lost, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't follow the road, you have to navigate your way.
Took a boat down the river.
Yes, I mean, if you take a boat down to the river there, then you have to travel like through the plains and through the hills and the forests in between that city and Gahandelas.
Right. But wouldn't it be quicker than going on foot to here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. I think it's still 2 days shorter than taking the road.
Yeah. But saying that, as I said, you could get lost in between those two, which could potentially cause you to lose days.
I don't believe in that.
No, we're not playing Pathfinder, we're playing Path Taker. Let's take the path. No, I'm just kidding.
So it would take you 3 days to get all the way down here. And it would probably potentially take you another 3 days to get to Gahandelas if you don't get lost.
All right, cool. So yeah, we probably want to take advantage of our free ends for a bit, and then I guess go to Gandalas. I don't know.
Either there or Rubina.
Urbina, yeah, it's much farther away, but it's also important.
I mean, you could head to the coast and take a boat. You could take a boat from here. There's a boat that leads all the way into the ocean.
Oh,
Yeah, it might be the
that's true.
fastest
We don't
way down.
have to actually travel by foot.
Except we're aware of Krakens near Rubina.
Well, you could take the boat out to here and then sail down the coast over to here, right? And then you could take the coast along to Rubina.
Yeah.
I believe also, didn't you want to go to Isla for some reason?
Get away?
Down here, Isla.
I just wanted to visit. Not for any particular reason. Just basically just wanted to explore the area in general because my character wants to explore. That's all. But yeah, I don't know how many days I want to spend forcing the team to travel with me, but unless there's something specific. But yeah, we'll just go to Rubina for now, and then I can explore that later. Or something.
Okay.
I mean, if we do go down in that direction, I would like to go see Cloud again.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, when you're heading back up, so long as you don't take as long as you don't take a boat back up, you can definitely visit.
Cross country hike or cross country, yeah.
Man, I can't wait till you guys try to hike through the mountains.
Oh no, not that. I don't think they're that foolish. I think we're gonna go along the road probably.
2PK on the mountain skill checks.
Yeah, I mean, we have no. I mean, I have good survivability. I have +5 and double. Whatever it's called.
Get a couple of ranger levels before we get down.
Yeah, that's actually next for me. This last level's going to be first level in the ranger.
Are you not going to get your level 4 first?
No, I'm going to go straight from level 3 rogue to level 5 ranger, I think, and then I'm going back to rogue again for either the rest of it or a long time.
Okay, that is the end for tonight. See you next time, folks.